Henri Fayol was a French mining engineer director of mines who developed a general theory of business administration that is often called Fayolism. He and his colleagues developed this theory independently of scientific management but roughly contemporaneously. Like his contemporary, Frederick Winslow Taylor, he is widely acknowledged as a founder of modern management methods. Fayol was born in 1841 in a suburb of Istanbul, Ottoman Empire. His father was appointed superintendent of works to build the Galata Bridge, which bridged the Golden Horn. The family returned to France in 1847, where Fayol graduated from the mining academy École Nationale Supérieure des Mines in Saint-Étienne in 1860. The 19-year-old engineer started at the mining company Compagnie de Commentary for Chambourg Chatseville and Commentary. By 1900 the company was one of the largest producers of iron and steel in France and was regarded as a vital industry. Fayol became managing director in 1888, when the mine company employed over 10,000 people, and held that position over 30 years until 1918. Based largely on his own management experience, he developed his concept of administration. In 1916 he published these experience in the book Administration industrielle et copyright rail, at about the same time as Frederick Winslow Taylor published his Principles of Scientific Management. Fayol's work became more generally known with the 1949 publication of General and Industrial Administration, the English translation of the 1916 article Administration industrielle et copyright rail. In this work Fayol presented his theory of management, known as Fayolism. Before that Fayol had written several articles on mining engineering, starting in the 1870s, and some preliminary papers on administration. Mining engineering, starting in the 1870s Fayol wrote a series of articles on mining subjects, such as on the spontaneous heating of coal, the formation of coal beds, the sedimentation of the commentary, and on plant fossils. His first articles were published in the French Bulletin de la Société Copyright de l'Industrie Minière Copyright Rail, and beginning in the early 1880s in the Comptes Rendus de l'Académie Copyright des Sciences, the Proceedings of the French Academy of Sciences. Fayolism. Fayol's work was one of the first comprehensive statements of a general theory of management. He proposed that there were 6 primary functions of management and 14 principles of management: functions of management, to forecast and plan, to organize, to command or direct, to coordinate, to control, which lately scholars of management combine directing and coordinating into leading function. Principles of management, division of work or separation of work or specialization of labor. Work should be divided among individuals and groups to ensure that effort and attention are focused on special portions of the task. Fayol presented work specialization as the best way to use the human resources of the organization. Authority. Managers must be able to give orders. Authority gives them this right. Note that responsibility arises wherever authority is exercised. There must be balance between authority and responsibility. Discipline. Employees must obey and respect the rules that govern the organization. Good discipline is the result of effective leadership, a clear understanding between management and workers regarding the organization's rules, and the judicious use of penalties for infractions of the rules. Unity of command. Every employee should receive orders from only one superior. Unity of direction. Each group of organizational activities that have the same objective should be directed by one manager using one plan. All the efforts of the employees must be directed in one way in achievement of one common goal. Subordination of individual interests to the general interest. The interests of any one employee or group of employees should not take precedence over the interests of the organization as a whole. Remuneration. Workers must be paid a fair wage for their services. Centralization. Centralization refers to the degree to which subordinates are involved in decision-making. Whether decision-making is centralized or decentralized is a question of proper proportion. The task is to find the optimum degree of centralization for each situation. If the size of organization is large, it is better to have decentralization. Scalar chain. The line of authority from top management to the lowest ranks represents the scalar chain. Communications should follow this chain. However, if following the chain creates delays, cross-communications can be allowed if agreed to by all parties and superiors are kept informed. Order. This principle is concerned with systematic arrangement of men, machine, material etc. There should be specific place for every employee in organization, equity. Managers should be kind and fair to their subordinates. Stability of tenure of personnel. High employee turnover is inefficient. Management should provide orderly personnel planning and ensure that replacements are available to fill vacancies. Initiative. Employees who are allowed to originate and carry out plans will exert high levels of effort. Esprit de corps. Promoting team spirit will build harmony and unity within the organization. Fayol's work has stood the test of time and has been shown to be relevant and appropriate to contemporary management. Many of today are unregistered trademark management texts including Richard Daft's have reduced the 6 functions to 5, planning, organizing, leading, controlling, forecasting. Daft's text is organized around Fayol's 4 functions. Publications, books, translated, 1930. Industrial and General Administration. Translated by J. A. Cowbraw, London, Sir Isaac Pitman and Sons, 1949. General and Industrial Management. Translated by C. Stores, Sir Isaac Pitman and Sons, London. Articles, translated, a selection, 1900. Henri Fayol addressed his colleagues in the mineral industry June 23, 1900. Translated by J. A. Cowbraw. In Fayol Industrial and General Administration ppA 79 €81 The Foundations of Henri Fayol Unregistered Trademark Administrative Theory, 1909. La Unregistered Trademark Exposé des Principles Généraux de Unregistered Trademark Administration. Translated by J. D. Breeze. Published in, Daniel A. Wren, Arthur G. Bedion, John D. Breeze, The Foundations of Henri Fayol Unregistered Trademark Administrative Theory, Management Decision, Volume 40 9, ppA 906 €918, 1923. The Administrative Theory in the State. Translated by S. Greer. In Gulick, L. and Irwick L. eds. Papers on the Science of Administration, Institute of Public Administration. New York ppA 99 €114, references. External links, Fiche de lecture d'administration industrielle égard copyright na copyright rail, Claude Ramila, Cowers da Unregistered Trademark Organization et Systèmes da Unregistered Trademark Information.